Hi, and welcome to week 1. We'll be talking about the mind today. So I want to give you a quick definition of what I mean by mind. And in one word, it could be wisdom. And when I say wisdom, I really mean the ability to see any one given situation from many different perspectives. So usually we're just stuck in our one perspective, looking at what we think is truth. But actually, there's a 360-degree perspective-taking capacity of any one of us that can practice over time. So for example, we're in a situation and with another person and we're wanting to help them in some way. And so we take an action, we think it's in the right and the best interest, but that other person interprets it differently. You may have had this happen before in your close relationships or at work. And so it's important to recognize that just because I think something is going to come off one way, doesn't mean that somebody else is going to think that same thing. Because in actuality, each of us see different universes, different realities through our filter of experience and personality and our mood during the day, whatever, all these factors coming together. So it's helpful to just recognize that the truth that we may see through is only a piece of it, and everybody else has other pieces of that truth. So one little practice that you can engage in an interpersonal situation to help you really hold this idea of multiple truths within an interpersonal engagement is the idea of intent versus impact. So while we can have the best intentions, if it doesn't land with that other person, it really doesn't matter what our intentions are because that person's interpreted in a certain way. So I'd encourage you to just check this out in your relationships and see if you can find that sort of intention that you have and the impact that it makes to have them be both on the same page so you can find that connection. So outside of the interpersonal interactions, this idea of multiple truths to any one given situation, we can also think of ourselves as made up of various different subpersonalities. Sometimes we're operating from our adult self with the wisdom and awareness and life experience that we've cultivated, and sometimes when we get triggered, we're operating from a younger space. We're more reactive, we're more black and white in our thinking. We don't have all the resources we have available when we're coming from our adult self. So you can think of all these parts of ourselves as sitting at a dinner table. And some are front and center. They have the best seat in the house. Maybe that's the part of you that you really like to show the world. And there's other parts of you that get shunned into the corner, not being able to sit at the main table. They're at the kid table. So what I'd encourage you to recognize throughout your day is to see what parts of you are acting in any given situation. And when you become aware and mindful of how each part of you shows up during the day, you can begin to see where are the areas in your life or the circumstances that really begin to trigger you to old parts of yourself that aren't really serving you anymore. So the more you recognize these different parts of yourself and embrace them, invite them all to come onto the table together, to have conversation, to be held in your awareness, the less likely they are to kind of be split off from your awareness and sabotage your relationships or your work or your dedication to your own personal growth practice. And the more you're able to just be conscious of them and help them work with you rather than against you. So I hope these two little awareness shifts of the intention versus impact and the embracing all of our subpersonalities rather than just thinking that we're just one person. I hope these two things can really help you get a sense of what it is to shift your perspective, to be able to cultivate wisdom in relationship with others as well as with yourself. And next to this video, there's going to be some other resources such as a typology system that can help you understand your personality and how you can begin to see the things that are healthy and helpful and the things that are a little bit underdeveloped that need some work, as well as some other book recommendations that I think will really support you in creating a shift to help you objectify your subjective experience so then it's more malleable and you can make more conscious decisions about how to act and how to be. So this is the video for the mind, and if you have any questions or any more interest in learning more about the mind, you can click on the page under Integral Wellness on my website and then click on Mind, and I'll have a longer description. So thank you for listening, and I look forward to talking to you about the body next week. Have a beautiful day.